Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Welcome. Good morning and welcome, or good evening, depending where you're coming from in the world. I'm just going to make sure that I'm on live so that way it is broadcast. And for those that are watching live this morning, yes, there I am. Those that are watching live this morning, please drop in a note and say hello. And for those that are watching the replay, hashtag replay, so that I know that you're here or where you're from, or and also drop in questions, because this is going to go for maybe 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how we're going and if you've got questions. So as I said, I'm going to just make sure that you can see and hear me, and oh yeah, you can. Okay, so as I mentioned the other day, when I was taking my dog for a swim at the lake, 2023 energies, what happened and what is to happen for 2024, and why don't make New Year's resolutions today, like tomorrow. Today's the 31st of defensive. That's an interesting concept. Today is the 31st of December 2023, and tomorrow people always go, I'm going to make New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to earn more money, I'm going to find the right partner, I'm going to. Or in Australia, there's a really bad disease called gonna. I'm gonna. And I always say to people, some of you who've done my masterclasses, forget the donna. No gonna thing, because that indicates that you're not doing it. You're gonna do it one day. So let's start with why not New Year's resolutions, because that's pretty big, and a lot of people have tried to do it and then feel like, oh, it's a failure, I'll just start again. Let's talk about the energies, northern and southern hemisphere. And I've got up here the secret codes to manifesting and the secret codes to success, so that you can see what I use and these mathematical formulas that I keep talking about. They're actually ancient wheels or portals or vortexes, or whatever you want to call them. They're mathematical formulas of understand these, and you understand the whole universe and creation and being conscious of things. So let's start with December, and I'm going to talk about southern hemisphere first, and then I'll talk about northern hemisphere, because there is a difference. So when I talk about southern hemisphere, December, we're actually talking about the season of summer. And that season of summer is all about harvest time. Harvest time is something that you've been birthing prior and that you've been planning beforehand. And before that, you finish something off. So it's like sowing a crop. For example, let's say we were growing tomatoes, the tomato season finished, then you would go within and prepare the soil, then you would plant the seedlings and fertilize them, and now it's the time to actually harvest them and get them. That's the easiest way I can explain it. And this is shamanic, it's high priestess, it's mystic, mystery school, it's all of that beautiful stuff that everyone wants to put a name to, but it's actually mathematical formulas of the universe saying this is how to be conscious co-creator. Now, for those of you that have got my book, Secret Codes to Success, it's all in here. Remembering it's not just a book. This is actually a program to follow, that it is a healing journey. A couple of my clients have actually done this together, and they've been helping each other with it to go through the processes. So that's really good. And every now and again, I'm just going to check here because the comments are not coming through at the moment, and I'm not sure why. So I'm just going to have a look. Hey, Naomi. Kylie, Merry Christmas. I'm going to have to look at my phone here, guys, because the comments are not coming through. Angela, good to see you. Oh, my goodness me. Andrew, good morning. Deb, good morning. Monique, good morning. Rachel, Sandra, thank you so much. Normally the comments come through on the computer, but they're not. So I'm just going to keep checking the phone, guys. So please drop in your questions as well, and I'll go back to the questions here. So going back to December, this time is not the time to do New Year's resolution. It's the beginning of the year, and especially tomorrow, like our mind is programmed and educated or paradigm. It's Monday, it's the beginning of the week. It's the beginning of the year. It's a great time to do New Year's resolutions. It's so not a good time, or unless you want it to be. I'll take that back. Unless you want it to be a good time, it could be. But energetically and mathematically, not really. Why? Because I'm harvesting something. So if you're thinking, I want to lose weight, get a partner, new job, whatever, allow yourself in this period. Today's the last of December, but I'll just stick with December for the moment. This is a time of receiving, big receiving. So this is still Southern Hemisphere. Receiving what, Jean? Or receiving anything. Compliments, information, feedback. And I'm going to give you examples of me so that you can see and understand, especially because it links in animal medical intuition, the weather, the seasons, the elements, all the things I teach in modules 1 to 4 of medical intuition, and then the rest of medical intuition, which is all part of Mystery School. So what have I received for December? Some of you know that I've been taking clients to Egypt. I was there for a month. They were there for about 2.5, nearly 3 weeks. And in that receiving, I had lots of receiving of, okay, next time I'll do things this way. I received the feedback from the clients. I received huge information and downloads. Not that I said I wanted them, but I still received them from the energy, because I was sleeping by the pyramids nearly the whole time. That's like full activations all of the time. I also received some healing processes after the clients went, related to me growing up, my culture, the things I experienced as a child, things I witnessed with my mum, my dad. I also received some pain. What? Yes, I received some pain. Why did I receive it? Well, I was still holding it in my body. But Jean, you teach medical intuition, you shouldn't have any pain. See, that's all paradigm. In the receiving and the new paradigm, I still get pain. I'm human. I'm still a soul having a human experience. And some of that pain was on Christmas Day. My mum died when I was 16. But prior to that, there were some images and things and memories that had come up. And I went, oh, you know what? I've never dealt with that. And so huge tears came up for me after the clients left in Egypt, related to, as I said, some culture and what my mum had to go through and things like that. Huge release type thing. So I was receiving, that is something that I've cleared for myself, ancestrally, culturally, all of those sort of things. It's like, no more suffering. Suffering must end. Some of the things that I've also received are the weather. Here in Queensland, I'm on the Sunshine Coast at Noosa. The weather in Queensland has been humongous. I'm just going to go back. In February, when I returned back from Egypt this year, I got a vision that Queensland is going to have huge, massive boom storms. Booms are like lightning and thunder, and it's going to be extremely hot. I also saw in February, and also again in November this year, when I went to the pyramids, I went, it's going to rain. It's going to pour, and it did. About 4 or 5 days ago, it poured at the pyramids. I also had visions receiving. I had visions of seeing the pyramids, and there was beautiful water and tropical plants and people around them, and I went, they're coming right. I've been to the pyramids. There's nothing around there. It's just desert. I received how it used to be, and could potentially be again one day in my lifetime, how it could have the water around it, etc. as well. That receiving. The receiving of last night, I was snuggled up on the couch with my dog Zach, and I've chosen this holiday to have some time off and just sit and watch crazy things on Netflix. I even put a call out on Facebook, receiving. What do you suggest to watch on Netflix? Because I'm not very good at sitting still and watching movies. I usually fall asleep. But I've taken the opportunity of just sitting with Zach I'm watching Netflix, so I received all your suggestions, which were fabulous, by the way. Anyway, I looked on the side and I went, oh my goodness, what? It's a frog. It's a massive frog. And it was in the dark. There was this big thing about this big jumping really slowly inside the house. Well, Zach went to get a drink of water and I closed the door because he sees things. He still wants to take them and chase them and things like that, even though he's quite unwell. And I went, I'll get my older son, help me to get this frog out, because I'd heard the frog the night before. And frogs mean a new spiritual journey. So I'm receiving all of the animal medical intuition as well. So new spiritual journey, and I went, something new. Now this is where we can get confused of, it's New Year's resolution. Oh my gosh, it's a frog. Well, is that coincidence or is it mathematical code of January and the new energies of that paradigm? But it's still in the season, because our new beginning is actually in July, Southern Hemisphere. Please know I'm talking still Southern Hemisphere. When I turned on the light, it wasn't a frog. It was the most humongous cane toad I've ever seen in my life. I went, what? And cane toads don't usually jump on steps and things like that. Like, it was ginormous. And I mean ginormous. It was like really big, because we've had lots of green tree frogs here lately and snakes and things. And I went, okay. So what was the receiving? Cane toads, and I couldn't see it. I was like swishing it out with the broom from underneath the TV set until I saw it. Went, oh my God, Jody, that's a frog, that's a cane toad. And I went, thank you so much. It looked me in the eyes like, this cane toad represents ugly stories. It's not saying the cane toad's ugly. Please know, part of the new paradigm is understanding everything is love. Everything. If you've got a fear of anything, it's still love. And I went, I need to face up to something that's really a big, ugly issue. Now, ugly, I don't mean facial type, you look ugly, or could be that. What is it that I'm still seeing and receiving as an ugliness, whatever that story is? So receiving time is the rain, is the thunder. I've been receiving from my son. My son has been taking me to dinner and cooking and things like that, and I've received it because I've been so exhausted and everything from a massive annual year. So I've been receiving compliments, all of those sort of things. So December is not a time for the new beginnings. In that receiving, it's also about forgiveness, the month of forgiveness. What do I need to forgive? Nelson Mandela talks about forgiveness is not drinking poison and waiting for the other person to change or evolve. Forgiveness is to give, for and to give. That situation might have been there. So like I said about the childhood things, I experienced things just like a lot of people have been through things. I won't call it the word trauma, but it was actually quite huge. What I'm going to do is not continue to give myself poison on that concept. And what I grew up with is to give love to the person, situation, or experience, and to actually stop feeding it, stop making it right or wrong. That's forgiveness. Stop judging that situation. Now that's pretty tricky in this third dimension, because in the third dimension we want to judge it. You see, you might be looking at my dress and you go, it's a pink dress. That's a judgment. What? It's a pretty dress. That's a judgment. What? But it's pink and white, Jean. It's a judgment. You see, as soon as we define it as something, it actually puts it in the illusion of separation, and we make it into judgment. And this is part of the healing portal that opened yesterday as well. So, hence why December, going into the new year, January, it's not the time mathematically to do New Year's resolutions. It's all about, what else do I need to receive? What else do I need to look at and forgive? What else do I need to give? And the giving part is give to ourselves. As soon as I receive this, there's a give part, because there's give and take, give and take. And the give part is, I'm going to give that situation, thing, and person and experience love. I'm going to actually hand over and not judge that thing. So if that's the case, setting New Year's resolutions, what we're doing here is we're receiving more of ourselves. Those who've done this course, you know that it's time to actually grid yourself with the Lemurian points, or if you've got the 10-point Merkaba, do an activation with that to welcome in the season. As I do that, New Year's resolutions don't align, because January, once I know this, January is all about going, okay, I'm going to expose myself. What? I'm going to expose myself. I'm actually going to market myself. Now, whether you're in business or not, you're all doing this, Southern Hemisphere. Market myself and say, hi, my name is Jen Sheehan, and you're probably wondering what the 2024 energies are about. Well, I've got an event on the 13th of January where I'm going to explain about it. See, this is where I would let people know. Because I know what they're going through in December, I say I've got a whole day live event with me in person, 13th of January at Noosa Sunshine Coast. Come along. And what am I getting them to do in that one-day program besides learn the 2024 energies quite deeply, profoundly, and goal set and breakthroughs, and there's certain strategies I'm going to give so that you can really access that energy and affirmation and 2024 moon and retrograde cycle chart is I want them to expose themselves as the person that they are. But we have the misunderstanding of, right, New Year's resolution, this is a new beginning, I'm going to go. So it's energetically sort of right, but it's not. You see, in Northern Hemisphere, we're going to flip it. Northern Hemisphere, this is winter time. This is a time to go within. And for Northern Hemisphere, the time for new beginnings, for receiving, I should say, forgiveness is actually June. Their summertime is June, so it's the opposite number, opposite month. So it's not the time for New Year's resolutions. I hope this actually helps you, because this is part of Mystery School. This is a part of empowering you all. This is part of getting you to be able to, I'm getting excited now, getting you to all feel really comfortable starting the energy, whether it's next year or any other year for the rest of your life. This is the new paradigm. This is the new spiritual awareness. It's not just about people have to wake up or woke or any of those trendy names or whatever else. It's like follow the ancient patterns, which were actually ancient but really modern, but really old. And it's a time vortex of, but we've already done this before, but we're doing it, we forgot it, we're doing it again. So I'm just going to check the phone. As I said, for whatever reason, the comments are not coming through. So I'm just going to have a look to see again. So bear with me, lovelies. That way I can just have a look, see, because Facebook is not being here. Trauma is so used. I've been thinking about this lately. So, thank you so much, Naomi, darling. Leanne, hello. Wendy, hello. Dell, hello. Mary, hello. Leah, yes, I am a Ghana, do my coaching business. Leah. So Naomi brought up a great awareness. Trauma is so used. Now, this is where I really ask those who've done my events with me, you know that I'm here to drop it. Mystery School is I'm going to offer you a plate of hors d'oeuvres, a smorgasbord, and you would have the same if you came to my house and I fed you. Here's a smorgasbord. Let's give you a smorgasbord of things. Oops. I've given you a smorgasbord of Jen Sheehan pen, Jen's lipstick, and a highlighter. I'm going to offer you all these things, and then I'm also going to give you my heart post-it notes. Here it is. I give them all to you. As I give you this, it's actually for you just to work out. Same as my secret codes to success book. It's I'm offering you a plate of hors d'oeuvres. Take what's right for you. You might go, this one's right for me. These are not. I'm going to pop them away. And I'm actually going to check in on myself. Does that fit me anymore? Is that really me anymore? That is part of Mystery School. Today's language, it's about empowering. I don't know any other words to describe it as, but that's today's words. So the word trauma, I fully respect people that use the word trauma, and especially in their healing processes and marketing and all that, and they do magic. I just don't use it. And the reason I don't use it, when you understand this, we've all been through experiences. I'm going to give you another example. 2017, I wrote my Millennium Children book and the Empowering Millennium Children book in 5 days. They're quite thick books. They're just here. I can't reach them, otherwise I'd show you. And in those books, the first book, they're actually one book, but I split them in two because I wouldn't read two books, like one book that was thick like that. And in the book, as I was writing, I went, I just had a realization. And this is part of Mystery School and like the word trauma. I just had a realization. I actually experienced domestic violence. I never realized. Now, I'm 50, how old am I? 57. Oh my gosh, 57. So that's 51. I wrote it at 51 years of age. It took me until I was 51 to understand that it was domestic violence because it didn't fit how I understand a soul having a human experience. It's not the old paradigm where we want to blame things. This is a clue to 2024 energies. Blame things. It was, so as I'm writing about the physical, emotional, mental, sexual abuse that I received as a kid, which I've never expressed before, but I wrote it in the book so people could understand about children, what they go through. I went, oh my gosh, that was domestic violence. But I allowed myself to understand it and go, I don't want to claim that as my personality. So as Naomi wrote, where is it? Trauma is so used. Look, I'm offering you a plate of hors d'oeuvres. Remember, you took the pen. You didn't want the other things. I fully respect and understand, appreciate and love anyone that supports people using that word. Del, let's have a look. Good morning, Cindy. Carolyn, hello, beautiful. Let's catch up. I'll learn. So I'll be in the Northern Hemisphere till March. Time to go within Sicily. Oh my gosh, congratulations. So Carolyn, who is over on the Northern Hemisphere at the moment, here for her, it's her within time. And so she's having like a double winter, which is what I did this year. I had 3 winters. I had the beginning of the year when I took clients to Egypt. Then I had here in Australia, and then I just did it again, had winter, which I did. I planned purposely because of the year. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Prem. Beautiful Prem. Good morning. So in this time, I hope that makes sense to all of you of, well, New Year's resolution. Tomorrow's the 1st of January. Should I go? And I better write my list. I'm going to lose 25,000 kilos in a day. Not that I have high expectations of myself. I'm going to earn amount. I'm going to think. Well, hang on. What if you allowed yourself today, especially the last day, to be able to go, okay, I'm going to receive the most amazing insights. And whatever those insights are, it might be, I received that I haven't looked after myself. I've received that I've put on weight. I've received that I'm not eating well. I've received that I don't let people help me. I received that I really don't like my job. I received that I don't want to travel for work. I'm making all these things up that people have said to me over the years. If you receive all of that, embrace it, number one. That's what I really encourage you to do today and every December. Receive it. And to receive something which is in my new book, Secret Codes to Manifesting, which is launched next year, 2024, to receive something is to take it right on board and go, and if you notice, I take it into one spot, my thymus chakra. Now my thymus chakra and my thymus gland, I'm just going to get those out for you. I should have had it organized before, but that's okay. Thymus gland is I said before, the month of defense is actually our defensive system. It's our immune system. And are we immune to certain things? And can we be immune to the old stories that we take? And then the thymus chakra, I'm still just looking, here's the thymus gland, so you can all see it. Beautiful little gland. And did you know what? It's the size of your fist, a baby's fist, when we're born, and then it shrinks down to the size of our thumb. Because we break down our immune, we're actually more immune to things as a baby than we are as an adult. And then the thymus chakra right here, so they sit together, sits on top. The chakra sits on top of the thymus gland. It's all about dare to be different. That I can be immune to everything and just be different. Totally different. And so if I receive it and I take it in and I'm immune to not being defensive. I take emotional maturity and go, well, I did do that. Yeah, I did react that way. I was a bit narky on that one. Oh, I was really giggly on that one. You take in the emotional reaction, and emotional maturity is to take it from fear to love. There's actually an alchemical process, and those that are medical intuition, you know that we tap that area. And then dare to be different is like, go on, be different. See what it's like not to have that story. I don't call them issues. I say it's a story. Why don't you be different? So I'm going to receive all of those things, and there's actually a process, an alchemical process that happens in that thymus gland. You'll actually see people go, oh my gosh, and they'll hit themselves, or they hurt. Please don't do that. That's your thymus chakra. Or you'll see where my pearl necklace is. It's right on top, which my favorite stone is pearl, not diamonds. So right on top, activating that area. So allow yourself to fully receive and dare to be different. And as you dare to be different and receive that, what happens is, whether you're in winter or summer, harvest time, it's like, okay, I'm going to go out to the world. I have received this information, and I'm going to go out to the world and do this. This is Southern Hemisphere. And that's where the illusion of New Year's resolutions has come through. And then in the Northern Hemisphere, it will be, oh, I dare to be different. Yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cocoon in January, because it's kind of cold. I'm going to cocoon, and I'm just going to process what I like and don't like and what I want to be, so that I start to plan in February to be different. So as you can see how it just works out. Now, if you, like Carolyn, who lives here in Queensland but is over in Sicily at that time, your body will be doing both things. Excuse me. Or whilst I was in Egypt in December and January this year, January this year, I was doing both things. Or whilst I was in Egypt November, December, I was doing both things. If you've got, you're born here but your family's from Northern Hemisphere or vice versa, you're going to be doing both things. So please go with the flow on that level. Again, I'll just check the comments as well, because that just helps me to answer your questions. Please ask questions. So I am going to go over time, guys. It's going to be another half an hour, because I've gone deeply into that awareness, because it was really important. So that's December energies, and that is, why not New Year's resolutions? When you do that mathematically, guess what's going to happen? It's going to work. So when do you do your New Year's resolutions? Take the word resolution out, because I don't even know what. Hang on, let's look at what resolution means, because I love, I'm going to ask Google. Meaning of resolution. Love this. Meaning of resolution. A firm decision to do or not to do something. Oh, there you go. To resolve something. That makes sense. To resolve it. So making a decision, which is your ankles. Your ankles are about make a decision. So when would you do that resolution? Well, again, I'm going to do Northern Hemisphere now in this part. In this part, Northern Hemisphere, they're winding down, finishing off. They're going within in January and working out that did work, that didn't work. And then February, they're starting to plan. It's already naturally happening. And then for us in Southern Hemisphere, it's June, July, August is naturally happening. You're actually naturally doing it. And that's why I always hold this event in the beginning of August, because that's the energy. Or if you're in February, that's the energy to do it in Northern Hemisphere. So it's naturally actually happening that you do resolutions all the time. It's not necessarily 1st of January, got to go to the gym. However, why does marketing such as, I've seen while I've been flicking on televisions and things like that, all the things that I don't normally do, I went, oh, let's have a new experience. Weight Watchers and Marley Spoons and whatever else, what's the other thing that's been on telly, Light and Easy and all that sort of stuff. Why they're pushing the sales of lose weight? Because the old paradigm says people are in the energy southern hemisphere, that they want to have their year, calendar year, January, where they look this way. See, I'd be starting the healthy regime. It's not diet or lose weight. The healthy regime over here started in September, southern hemisphere. It started in March, northern hemisphere. It aligns. That's why it works out. Always, always. That's why I always have events, March, medical intuition and all those sort of things. I haven't done for a couple of years because we've been aligning it related to secret codes to success. All right, so that's that part. Let's look at the other things of what has been happening for 2023. So did you know about 2024? We've got the weather. As I mentioned, I had visions in January when I was in Egypt of, oh, it's going to pour with rain here in the pyramids. Don't be silly, Jade, like Willie. Sometimes I get these strong intuition things and I go really human and go, don't be silly. December, when I got that, I went, oh yeah, okay, it's going to rain. And it did. So the weather. Here in Queensland, why are we getting these like heat storms? What's going on? And in medical intuition, I talk about the weather and how the weather affects us. When there's thunder, like that, we've had rolling thunder where you can hear it like roll around, or then there's big clap of thunder right above. That relates to huge anger must come up. But why in Queensland? What's happened in Queensland that other areas haven't? And then the lightning bolts, oh my goodness me, they're so stunning. If you've got a great camera, my phone camera's not a good one, but you can see the cracks right down. It's like lightning bolt, bang, it must happen here. There's actually an energy in Queensland. Now I'm going to share something that, I don't know whether I've actually shared it before, but I'm going to share it. So this is probably, how old is Jamie? He's 30 in January. Maybe 31, 32 years ago, I had a vision and an insight, and also as a child, of Victoria becoming separate, WA becoming separate. This was related to 2020. I'm not talking about COVID. You can use the word COVID. It was actually 2020, and that they were separate, and then there's going to be this flood up to Queensland, and I didn't quite understand what it was. And then I read a book called Contagion or something like that, and I went, oh, that's going to happen too, because we've already done it in Atlantis. And sometimes I battle, I'm being open and raw here, battle with my insights, because I don't get channels, I don't get people, guides and things saying to me. I just know stuff, I remember stuff. And sometimes my ego mind says, well, like collywobble gene. So in this flood into Queensland, lightning bolt, we had a mass exodus happen from the southern states up into Queensland. Perfect, just is what it is, no good, no bad, just is. And there's this like flood of awakening happening in Queensland, the sunny state. Weather like in Victoria, you guys have had massive cold weather. It's like, okay, something is freezing over, something needs to, like Gondwana, something needs to freeze over and just hold for a moment. Things like the dry weather, you know, all of the weather components I talk about medical intuition, such as when it's extreme heat, there's a lot of heart attacks. When there's extreme heat, there's a lot of violence and homicide and murders and things like that. The weather is reflecting where we are as a human race. Always, 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 always. The animals, as I said, this massive cane toad, I mean, he was so big. I did get a bit of a fright initially because my mind went, what's a frog? And then it was a toad. Okay, Send love. Thank you so much. But the night before, as I was trying to sleep, there was this beautiful frog at 1 o'clock in the morning going, ribbit, 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 waking me up going, oh, thank you. While I've been away, my husband is petrified of snakes. I like them. He's had 2 snakes. In fact, one of the snakes is a massive python, which my dog, who, for those that don't know, Zaki's terminal at the moment, but he's lasting. I'm doing energy healing on him every day, and he's just hanging around. We're just taking every moment with him. He had the python in his mouth and was trying to play with the in his mouth, and that means Kundalini awakening. Now, again, I said to my husband, you're going to have a couple of snakes while I'm gone. Here's the snake catcher's number, because normally I just pick them up, I put them outside, they're fine. So animals. Last night, again, I was woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning, or this morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. I heard, what's that noise outside? There was a plubber on my driveway. Now, we don't have plobbers in my driveway or around my area. And I went, oh, and it was by itself. So I went out and it was just, I'm lost, I'm lost, I'm lost, I'm lost, I'm lost. And I thought, oh my gosh, that aligns with what I'm going to talk about this morning. Thank you so much. And then it flew away. So the animals are always speaking. While I was in Egypt in January, I had a mission, and I got a vision and a mission of, when you go back to Egypt, you must help the dogs and animals and some children. And then it was a bigger mission, as we found out Zach had lymphoma, and he doesn't want to have treatment for it, so I'm doing healing but not treatment. And so I was feeding lots of dogs and hugging them and patting them and healing, and donkeys and horses and other animals and things. The animals will always speak as well, always, always. So please take note of the weather, the animals, the seasons. If you notice, our seasons have changed big, big, big time. Normally in Queensland, August time, we usually have big, big winds. We haven't had them for a couple of years, which means that we're not dealing with the grief in our lungs at all. It's going very stagnant. And then we had mold the last couple of years, so things getting moldy and off. All right, so let me just check for some questions again. Then I'm going to just go through what happened the last 3.5 years. So that you understand the energies, ready for 2024. I'll just go back to Facebook. And why am I doing the last 3.5 years, just whilst I get the page back up again? Because the last 3.5 years have been wonky bonky for people, and it's really set them off. Now, everyone wanted to go, it's because of COVID, stop blaming. 2024, let's just dip into 24 for a minute. 2024 is a number 11. Where we are right now is number 10, 2023, because the 23 is in that number. I'll explain in a moment. It's all about stop blaming, stop blaming. This is a key factor. So I'll come back to that in a moment. Let's just have a look at the questions again. So please, let's have a look. So much to learn, Astrid. Well, it's remembering. Mystery School, I teach. I'm not teaching, I'm reminding you. I'm saying, hey guys, remember? Because this relates to Atlantis and Egypt. Min, oh, my pleasure. Thanks, Jean. Just make sure there's no other questions there. No. All right, tell them. Because, as I said, for whatever reason, I'm not getting the questions on Facebook. Don't know why, but just is. All right, so where are we up to? The last 3.5 years. All right, now we're going to go to the secret codes to success. This one. You've got this code right on the front of your book. And if you've got the Merkaba, that's it, squashed on there. So you have got the mathematical formula right there of each year. And I am going to read something from the book. So what happened the last 3.5 years? So we'll go 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020. So that's 1, 2, 3 and a half. So the last 3.5 years, excuse me, and I say half, it really is actually 4. I'm going to take a bit of 2019 into it as well. 2019, now how do I get the numbers? When you go into the number, there's number 6 and there's number 19. So it's that number, and then you go to the simple basic number, but you've got to know the basic numbers. On my YouTube channel, Millennium Education, you will see some short videos of this so you can understand. But this and this are a 3-day program, so you can understand it quite profoundly. 2019, we were asked by the universe, mathematically, please express yourself differently. What does that mean? Well, 2018, we were all like, I'm so free, I can fly, I can do whatever, I've got this, blah, blah. And people were actually in a state of ungratefulness, which is really important. Now, a lot of people want to do their like I've done a gratitude journal for years and years and years and years, just quietly. I've already got my new gratitude journal, dun, 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 for 2024. It's already there next to me. That grateful, the art of gratitude is the art of loving. So please express yourselves differently, guys. This is all of humanity, not so much animals and plants, because they just mirror what we are doing. Please express yourselves as grateful of the art of loving. Well, it didn't really happen. People were still in a focus of expectancy. We had like the influencer type thing happen. I don't know what that is. People say genuine influencer. I say stop. I don't want to play that game. That's just not my thing. Don't call me influencer, because that just, for me, comes with another paradigm that I don't like. For me, it's all about, I'm here to share, love and connect, and if social media is the way I can do it, great. So here, express yourself in a different way. Well, if we express ourselves in a different way, it's like, well, the next shift is, if I express myself in a different way, I'm whole and complete. That's number 7. That's 2020. It's like, I can see the best of me. But what happened was, 2020, the number 20 and 20, we split from myself, and we had to look at ourselves and go, what? Oh my gosh. This is where I'm in duality. I don't feel whole and complete. Now, along the way, we had the environment, whatever you want to call that to be, and whatever you want to say it to be, but it was mathematically perfect. We had the common cold, which used to be called Black Death, the common cold or the flu. People call it COVID. Corona means crown chakra. COVID is the common cold flu, guys. That's what it is. And people are still calling COVID, but it used to be called a cold or a flu, whatever you want to call it, and it's still happening, and it's still mutating because we haven't become immune to it. We haven't become immune to check yourselves out. Have a look at yourself. As I said, you want to look at wherever it came from and blame, that's totally up to you, but it was mathematically meant to happen. We had it in Egypt, we had it in ancient Egypt, we had it in Atlantis, we had it in the medieval times, Black Death. We've had it many times where there was to be a shift and a change, which normally happens in wintertime, June, July, August, Northern Hemisphere, December, January, February, change. So we had this change start to occur, and it started to happen in April. April is time of the heart space. Start to happen where the whole world was in lockdown. It was like, stop, everybody be online. Now, I remember, this is where mathematics, April is heart space, connect to your heart. And then the 25th of April is Anzac Day here in Australia. That was really special for me. I remember, 1, I had a migraine, but 2, there was everyone in Australia, because we're in lockdown, they actually came out onto their property for a dawn service. It was like the whole, oh, I've got goosebumps, the whole world came as a one. The whole world in April came as a one. And that was that. 2020, stop being separate come as a one. It's the same as here. When we have summer here, we have winter here, but when we have winter here, we have summer here. There's a duality, and that's part of the awakening process. That's 2024, number 11, duality. Stop the duality. And that's why I say the energies have been the last 3.5 years where it's like, whoa, there's been a duality of things happening. Now, there was also a huge awakening process for me and all of you of, okay, go beside yourself, look at yourselves, what can you offer, how can you express that love, how can you do it? I'm going to give you an example for me. I had been totally going, no, to doing online training. Guess what I'm doing right now? Online training. Oh, duh. Like I was actually doing it, but I didn't realize. And in that time, I was meant to go to Melbourne every month to teach medical intuition and travel around Australia. Well, lockdown, can't do it. Okay, no problem. So I was forced into going to Zoom, go to meeting, go to webinar, more on Facebook, whatever. But I wasn't really forced. What happened was I needed to look at myself and go, what other way can I express my love? And it was do it more online. Duh. So the energies shifted here. Then the energies were, well, this is who I am, 2021. This is who I am. I'm online and I'm offline. I can offer the both. I can offer my love, which is teaching mystery school medical intuition. I can do it both ways. Oh my gosh. Now, some people who lost their job, what happened was they went into isolation, separation, duality and continued that journey until 2023. And that's where we've had some changes occur. 2022 was all about, okay, now end that story. Just end that story that you can't be whole and complete doing, being, having, earning, not having, being X size, weight, money, whatever, because they're all stories that make no sense. Like in the secret codes to success, what really matters? Are you a success if you earn X dollars or have a partner or X size or what your hair is? Because success is what you say to yourself. So in this process, then we come into number 10, 2023, which was this year, which was all about what's your mindset like? Which you guys have heard this before, whether you've done NLP, mind stuff, whatever it is. What's your mindset like? Is your mindset, this year has been the year of thinking big, but a lot of people thought quite small and limited and got stuck in monkey mind type thing. Well, we're finishing that portal off. That has closed because the new portal has opened, which is 2024. So that's why I say there's been an evolutionary process. It's all mathematically like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And those that are going to do, I'll just let you know, those that are going to do the offline, and I am going to do an online version of the 2024 energies. I've just got to pick a date yet, so check the website, millenniumeducation.com. Because some of you said, but can't you have it online as well? I can do both because 2020, we got the both, that I'm going to talk about the energy of no blame, etc. So let's go back to, in this energy here, evolutionary process, which I go more into in the 2024 energies, is it's actually an evolutionary process. You know exactly what's going to happen. Every year I do an energy of what's the energy for 2017, 2018, 2019. I do it at the beginning of the year so you all know. It's not like clairvoyant, psychic, or whatever. This is what you need to know. This is your destiny. This is an evolutionary process. And so next year, it's like we're all 11 years old and 24 years old. Now think back to what you were doing at 11 and 24. 11-year-olds, blaming. I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. It's theirs. Next year's about responsibility. Tomorrow's the 1st of January. Responsibility and stop blaming. That's a really big one. So, and I can't blame. You see, if I take emotional maturity, it's my thymus chakra, when I take those, which is right there within us, everything is within us, then the opposite happens. I take personal responsibility, not blame. And instead of me going, this is why I don't use the word trauma, instead of me blaming and going, well, I am the way I am because I was sexually abused and I was raped and I was stalked and I was homeless, which is true, instead of me blaming, which keeps me trapped in that story, I actually go through a major vortex right inside here. I become the genius and I realize I've got personal freedom. So that's a clue to next year. Now this relates to Atlantis. These were used in Atlantis, they were used in ancient Egypt, Lemuria, medieval man, which for those that are coming to Mexico, 14th to the 21st of February next year, we're going to be accessing the ancient art of all of this and mystery school, and I'm doing it with a gorgeous lady, Nikki, who's going to do the mystic, and I'm doing mystery school part. I've got 2 places left, by the way. Just private message me if you're interested. Going into this quite profoundly. So let's go into 2024, as I said. 2023, it's been an evolutionary process. And some of you have gone, what the heck happened? Or you might have used other words. What the heck happened? Well, here it is. It's right there. Right there. It was meant to happen mathematically, and especially the magic of thinking big, but a lot of people stayed in monkey mind instead of going into their heart space, because there's always a duality, just the same as here. It's the duality part. Which leads me to, I'm going to read something from this book about duality. Being in duality opens the experience of feeling attacked, thymus gland, thymus chakra, isolated, not loved, and as though something is wrong with you. Now, I wrote a post whilst I was in Egypt. Stop asking what's wrong with you, them, or the thing. Ask what happened. Mystery school. The feeling of attack affects your health and manifests diseases such as diabetes, Hashimoto's, Graves', IBS, leaky gut, and viruses. All the defensive patterns, all the immune system. Most people feel they are attacked today, whether from a boss, social media, family, friends, or the government. Now, that's what happened in 2020. People felt they were attacked from the government. Whatever your perception is, but in mystery school, nobody can attack me except myself. Because when people attack me once a year, I always have someone private message me and say something horrible, some sort of attack, like you're too ugly, you're too fat, your nose is crooked, something about whatever. And I just go, okay, thank you very much. I don't feel attacked. It's just like, oh, okay, no problems. When you experience fear, sadness, isolation, and disease, it's a reminder of duality, which is a separation from absolute love. This is a repeat of Atlantis and ancient Egypt, which is so important. Now, with 2023 here, I've talked about the year of the Sphinx. Jane, you keep talking about the year of the Sphinx till 2040, which is right here. So 23, we're going around a whole cycle till we begin again in 2040. That doesn't make sense because it's not linear time. 23 to 2040 is 1 year, the year of the Sphinx. The year of the Sphinx is the secrets must be shared. And the secrets, so I can share openly with all of this like I used to many years ago, but then I have to stop it because of the energies of stop the duality. That's next year's energy. Stop the duality. The number 11. Now, a lot of people talk master number. I don't talk, this is sacred geometry. I don't know numerology. 1-1 is look at each other. Stop blaming, pointing the finger. It's to become the master is to stop the duality. So we had duality in 7. We can have a little bit of duality there of blame. But when you stop this duality, you actually have personal freedom, which is of the mind, which is number 5. What's attractive about duality in the 3rd dimension is the experience of good, bad. Now, I talk about this in Medical Intuition in Module 3. It's quite profound what you go through the processes, which, yes, is happening again next year, is, oh, I feel really good. But see, that's a duality in itself. This opposing feeling and thoughts give power to individualism. Now, individualism, and this comes under influencer and whatever, it's about me. Now, in the book, I talk about, now this might trigger, remember I'm doing it from love. There is no good or bad. Duality is Black Lives Matter. Well, that's individualism, because there's every life matters. Remember, not what happened to you, not what's wrong with you, what happened to you. Every life matters. Even the cane toad last night, even though I went, oh, love the cane toad, it's not a frog, beware of that duality gene. Every life matter. Every life. Whether you're white, Egyptian, alien, me, I'm Greek Arabic, like every life matters. So does your life. What happened, not what's wrong with you. This opposing feeling gives power to individualism, such as, what about just me? Well, what about us collectively? That's next year as well. When you feel the good, your world seems harmonious. When you feel the bad, your world seems devastating. And what happens is when we're in pain, we're in an individual state. Now, I've been calling these migraines, but they haven't been migraines. It's much easier. Oh, yeah, I've got a migraine, blah, blah. It's actually accessing this individualism, which I keep asking, please, can I not have it as migraines? But it's as my crown chakra and my brain awakens more to in this concept of individualism and duality. It's like, wow, that's intense, horrible pain. Good and bad are the same. Some people will want to blame the bad thoughts and feelings on ego, but it's not ego. I'll address this in the following chapters. This duality is programmed by the separate mind and will destroy your personality. This happens and you become attached to fear, outside recognition, and seeking outside answers. That's why Mystery School was created many years ago, to help. And there were souls that had come from other dimensions, and I'm going to get woo-woo. Other dimensions came into this world, especially the high priestesses of Atlantis and Egypt, which were the same. If you saw some of my photos when I was in the White Desert, that is Atlantis. It was all underwater, and that we came here to lift people's awarenesses of no individualism. In medical intuition, I teach you the Atlantean healing technique. Those that have done the left and right brain technique, that's Atlantis, to stop the individualism. When things are bad, you will say you have heartache. And this is something that the blubber was talking to me about 2 o'clock this morning. I said, what's wrong? You've got to tell them that when there's heartache, it's not actually heartache. It's actually the mind. And I went, yeah, but, stop with the buts, Jean. When you have thought you've had heartache, it's actually the mind in separate individualism. I went, oh, what? And then I went, oh, that's the cane toad. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. That we can never actually have heartache, but it can feel like it because it's the individualism. Now I'm going into extreme. This is module 10, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. The heart is a mathematical point of 0, right in the center here and right in the center here. And when you're in 0, you have no duality. You are split from yourself. You may say things like, I am lost, I'm beside myself. That was 2020. You may, or I'm just not like me. You'll experience that you call failure. There's no such a thing as failure. Please, please, please. And if you do experience failure, come and do 1 month's mentoring with me. You understand. You're not. And the mentoring is Mystery School. I still flick in medical tuition, but it's understanding you can't be a failure, ever, ever, ever. It'll feel like nothing is working out. That is because you have programmed the separate mind to expectations, and that means duality. It also feels like entrapment, which is the opposite number here. That's very much here, such as what happened for many in 2020 when people were asked to stay at home and isolate during that year. So that was just a quick snip. So 2024, just a quick snippet. As I said, I am doing a 1-day event on 2024 energies where you're going to get an affirmation. You're going to get my moon and retrograde chart so you can understand how that works. You're going to go through some processes and go through it quite profoundly. But the tip I want to give you for 2024 is to have freedom of the mind, stop blaming. This is a big year. Now this happened, this came in November, I've forgotten the date. I did a Facebook Live about it. Came in at that time, and it's relating to Atlantis, where we didn't have a separate mind. We had whole brain synchronization, which you're doing all the time. Think a thought, gosh, I might make medical intuitive cards. Bang, a system comes in, right, left brain. That is very much next year, working it together, Let me just check the questions again, guys, so that I can see what's happening. Let's go into here and go to questions. Let's have a look. Mariah, good morning. Rochelle, good morning. Let's just make sure I've got no other questions. Please, if you've got other questions, Leanne, good morning. Please share. As I said, I'm just not receiving them on the computer for whatever reason. It is what it is. So that's a little insight of what happened, what's going on, why the weather, all those sort of things. There is so much more. As I said, I've got the one-day event. It's on the website. 13th of January is live. Oh my gosh, we're offline. Oh my gosh, I love it. But I am going to do an online one as well. And I will check the date and pop it into the group. But just check the website, eShopMillenniumEducation.com, because we'll do it online. It'll be exactly the same, exactly the same PowerPoint, the same information for those that can't get to Queensland because you live interstate or internationally. Or I've got one person booked in, it's coming from interstate for it as well. It's really good. And then you get your affirmation for the year. By the way, I'm just having a look, and it says 23 people watching. See, 23. Stop the limited mind. Let's go into, move out of the limited mind, go into taking personal responsibility instead of blame. It all says what to do every single year. So I want to share with you some things that I did some activations on. I said I'm going to show you, because this is the group I'm sharing it in, from Egypt. I took I've got 4 of my gold goddess pendants. And if you're interested, just private message me. These goddess pendants, I have them handmade. I took 4 of them. It's got a front and a back, so she's got like a bottom and bibbies and things. These are made of brass and not gold. I thought gold, oh my God, you'd be paying thousands. These are $100. So I took 4 of those and activated those at the Sphinx and Pyramid that came with me as well. Then these ones, I'm just going to show you, and then I'm going to take photos next week, because I'm still on holidays, next week, from Crystal Mountain. Now this mountain is just full of clear quartz in Egypt, and I brought back these little babies that asked to come back. Now this one is crumbly. She does shed, you guys can't see very well because of the light. Let me just see if I can turn off the light so you guys can see. That's better. So beautiful. So that's one little baby. Then I've got another little baby here. These are from Atlantis. These are pure Atlantean crystals, like pure, and a wand. Now, as I said, I'm going to do a photo with the prices and everything else later of what they are. Then I'll just turn the light back on again. I have got from the White Desert. This is really special as well. These have all been activated as well. These have been activated in the White Desert, and you might have seen my grid with the scarab beetle and everything. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing, so amazing. These are meteorites. So part of the White Desert relates to Arcturian, Hathors, Pleiades, etc. And these are beautiful, beautiful pieces of meteorite from the White Desert related to the galactic. Oh my gosh, I got huge goosebumps. So I've got all of these babies still in the same bag that I collected them from in Egypt. As I said, I'll take photos and prices, etc. And then these ones are different. These ones are for gridding, for those that have done gridding with me. These ones are actually points. So these will be bagged into 10 points. Excuse me, they're very powerful. Very powerful, very, very, very powerful. But they'll be released. I'll take the photos next week, and I won't be on the website. I'll just be taking photos, popping them in the group, and then you can private message them, etc. But these ones, if you're wanting one of these, you can definitely get one of those straight away. Because I was going to buy some anks and whatever, and I was like, no, don't buy those. You're to bring these back only next year, and I'm taking bookings for next year already as well. We're going back to Egypt, but we're going to different areas. This was very related to Atlantis. We're doing a different energy next year. And remember, I've got the Mexico with Nikki as well. 2 spots left. Oh my gosh. Why aren't you coming? It includes all the food, all of the accommodation, doesn't include flights, transport to and from the airport, little surprises, guys, you know me, I'll do surprises. Nikki has got her magic, I've got my magic as well. So that's me. I've gone way over time. I hope that supports you in the energy. As I said, this is the group that I will share this sort of insight information with, so that you understand and get insights from Mystery School. What was the other thing I was going to say to you? I just have to remember. Oh, portals. So with these portals, they aren't like in the old paradigm where people said 2012, I think it was, everyone had to go to Egypt because that was the end. That's old paradigm. That's working on other numbers. This is working on different numbers. Portals open all the time, continually, and you'll see them with the weather. You'll see them in the cloud formation. Things like the last day I was in Egypt. Oh my gosh, and I wonder whether I can actually show you guys on my phone. It may not actually, I don't know whether you guys can see. I'll just unplug my phone and see whether you can see. But look at, I'll turn this one off again. I don't know whether you can see. No, you can't see. But on the pyramid, above the pyramid here, there's huge clouds going, or whatever they are. I don't know whether you can see the energies going up above. You can. There you go. You can see the energies above the pyramid, like going above. Like I was sleeping right behind the pyramid, like massive activations. Sekhmet kept coming to me every night. It's like, stop. I don't know much about Sekhmet or Anubis and whatever, but huge portals happen all the time. A portal is something that may open individually just for you, not for everyone. At the moment, they're massive portals. So thank you so much, everybody. Let me just check the messages again so that I make sure I haven't missed any questions. I'll just go back to the questions here. And Dave, love Jean's workshops. Is the 2024 Energies workshop online as well? Is in person? Dave, yes. We're going to make a date for that one as well. Cool, thanks. Sandra, blessings, Happy New Year. Yes, lovelies. Instead of Happy New Year, imagine if you said Magical New Year. Mariah, have an amazing New Year, Jean. Thank you. Lou, Lou, beautiful Lou. Thanks, Jean. Great info. Cindy, thank you, Jean. Happy New Year. Astrid, thanks so much. And Denise, thank you. Great info. My absolute pleasure, guys. Thank you so much. I can't see the comments. I'll comment afterwards. I am still on holidays, but I hope this has supported you. I know it's a long one. It was only meant to be like half an hour, but you know, I'm going to give some more anyway. So much love. Remember, we're finishing off thinking small. And the duality part, please. I've run out of these books on my website. The order should be coming through soon, but we've had Christmas, New Year, etc. Because these just sold out like hotcakes. My new book, secret codes to manifesting. I wrote that in 9 hours. It was going to be launched and done and everything, and then I was like, stop, don't do it. Don't do it. It's too fast. Because I brought the energy from the quantum really quickly, people wouldn't get it. And I went, oh, okay. Okay, no problem. So that will be launched next year. And then my next book, I'm running away in June to write it with my gorgeous friend, client / he's my book coach, Dave, as well. It's like the beautiful union of relationships in June about the next level of individualism that I just talked about, because this is a series of the new spirituality, new stuff. So thank you so much, beautiful souls. Happy New Year, or magical New Year. Remember, 2024 energies is taking personal responsibility. And what's that? Respond and able. I am able. What if that was your information? So have the best abled year ever. Bye.